Welcome back to the Ambition Over Fear platform. The reason why we gather here and we push towards surrounding ourselves with like-minded people is so when we're going through struggle, we are able to actually overcome it with a loving and supportive support system. And as we move forward, I want you to understand that I am here for you, I am here with you, and I truly understand the struggles that you have gone through. But see, those struggles can act as very powerful portals that can allow you to transmute the disempowering parts of yourself to empowering parts. And sometimes all you truly need to do is understand how to allow your higher self to guide you into wisdom that can truly expand your horizon and get you to where you need to go. You know, I'll tell you something about my journey. When I was coming into my third eye and I was experiencing very strange feelings in my body and I was starting to ascend, I realized at that point that to over-control what I thought was happening or where I needed to go was not a possibility. So in that very moment, I released control and I tapped into the divine feminine, which is truly an energy signature that can allow us to receive, to be in a receptive state where we're not leading by what action we think we need to do next, but we're truly waiting on how the universe can organize itself to provide what we need in any given moment. So during those times, I realized that not only was I a hypersensitive and an empath, but I had these powers and gifts that I did not know what they were, and I did not know how to access them. But I just allowed information to show up that could truly help me during my journey of awakening and ascension. And that is why this Ambition Over Fear platform is created. That is why you're here with me. So if I can bring you any possible information that can further your journey, that is what I'm going to continuously do. And if you allow yourself to open up to new possibilities, and if you allow your mind and your egoic thoughts of what you believe you are and how you believe the world is, if you allow that structure to be altered, if you let go of what you think is real and how you believe the world to be, then you can truly come into more of a claircognizant, universal truth where you're no longer basing your next actions off of opinion, but you're basing them on a clear stream of galactic consciousness. So in today's video, I'm going to provide you with an understanding of how to heal as an empath. It's so interesting because being an empath is a unique soul class. And many times, souls that have a large purpose and a large mission to heal and lift the collective consciousness are born with an archetype that reflects the hypersensitive empath. And the reason for this is because our soul will place information in front of us that we can then use and manipulate in an empowering manner so we can actually overcome any obstacle that is in front of us. Our soul has signed up for every experience, every person we meet, every trauma, every adversity. And as we're born, we truly have to come into an allowing perception where we realize that we are not in the wrong by creating experiences that are disempowering. We are truly just responding to the obstacle course that our soul has set up for us to then achieve a new state of being and a new expansion of our pre-existing personality. So the first thing I want to bring into your attention is, as an empath, you naturally are a healer. You have that hypersensitivity, so you can tap into the energetic patterns of other people. And by you having this in heightened awareness gives you a special power in reading people and reading energy. And the more you're able to allow your higher self to tap into an energy without you immediately going to what your mind wants to tell you something means, you are now opening up to your higher self. You are now receiving information from a higher dimension, which then you can use in this lower dimension. As an empath, you have a natural tendency to heal other people because you're able to feel other people. And that quality of being able to tap into the mind and emotion and spirit so intensely truly creates an amazing path for you. It sets you up for you to understand that you are a spiritual, a mind state coach. You are a quantum teacher. You are an energy healer. So as an empath, the important thing to do is realize that it is good to heal other people, but in that process, you have to have boundaries in understanding your energetic limits in healing and extending for other people. Because as an empath, because we feel so much of what somebody else is going through, and we can embody that emotion and thought as if it was our own, we can often feel guilted into helping everybody because we would not want to put ourselves in a position where we're not getting help. And for every single time as an empath you have been in trauma or in a disempowering state and you did not receive the help you wanted, that feeling of helplessness is what can fuel your action of over helping people, because you're doing for people as you would want it to be done for yourself. The external world is a representation of the internal world. Every single thing you see around you is a manifestation. We're simply living in this beautiful mirror that is here to show us our soul's manifestation abilities in the third dimension. So always understand you are constantly creating, you are constantly aware of what you're creating, and what separates your ability to shift from a victim mind state of life is happening to me. You know, you may be picking up on too much energy from people around you, the locations around you, and as you're upgrading your consciousness and you're opening yourself up to different dimensions, you could be pulling in and attaching to energy that may not be yours, and it may not be empowering to the future at which you're heading towards. So that's the first thing you can do, is understand that you have to heal yourself before you heal other people. You have to make sure that there is a balance between the energy you're giving yourself and the energy you're giving other people. Now, we could also always argue that every single person is a reflection of us. So when we are helping or healing somebody else, we are truly healing and helping the unconscious part of ourselves that is manifesting in somebody or something around us. Because everything in your external experience is a reflection of your internal state of being. But with that being said, two truths can exist at one time. Everybody is a reflection of you, but everybody around you is in their own universe, operating from their own soul. So even though you may have soul contracts and you're realizing everybody around you is an extension off of your soul's interpretation of universal consciousness, you still have to come back to what is happening from an individualistic point of view, which is you are in your body, operating from your soul's source of energy, and it is your job to access your soul's neutral skill of observation long enough for you to be able to place yourself in a bird's eye view of your life in the third dimension. You're an intergalactic soul having a human experience. Your soul has projected its electric life force into this body, which then this body activates, becomes alive, and you're living from your soul within this body. And the only way for you to have an association to I is for you to take care of I, for you to put yourself first. No boundaries, and realize that you have to put yourself as a priority, because being empathic and feeling people's emotions and energy can make you operate from a place of codependency, not out of a blame or a reality of shame, but an understanding that being an empath is you always projecting your energy outside of your body. And I just want to make sure you're projecting your energy to other people when you are able to fully sustain yourself first. You cannot give people what you do not have. So you have to initially place your healing before somebody else's healing. Now, step 2 in how to heal as an empath is understanding that there are energetic exchanges. When you're healing yourself, you have to make sure that you're aligning your life with different activities and different types of experiences that are not fully centered around working on yourself or healing yourself. I truly understand how it feels to come into a large awareness of your mind, of your subconscious mind, to a point where you're able to examine what belief inside of you may have manifested a certain experience outside of you. And then once you're aware of that responsibility, that your thoughts create things and your emotions are the electrical vibration that powers your thoughts, it really puts all of us in a position of, wow, I now have this responsibility to always monitor what I'm creating. No, you don't. And what you want to do is have a balance of healing and having fun. Have a balance of growing and not growing. And realize that in those periods of rest time, in those periods of you doing an activity that really fulfills your inner child and activates that curious playfulness in you, it truly stimulates a large amount of lightheartedness in you. And you have to be lighthearted because your soul has had many reincarnations on this planet as different people, and depending on your soul evolution and your soul class, you may have had reincarnations in different dimensions on different planets. So with that being said, don't put all the pressure on this life. Don't feel like you have to be perfect and you have to be healing and growing consistently, because the minute you don't, you feel like you're going behind. Remember, you have to plant the seed, water it, and then you have to wait for the sun and nature to nurture what you have just watered. When you're growing a garden, you do have to water the plants, meaning as you're growing in this body, you do have to work on what can you do to become a more powerful person, and how can you grow so you can be aligned with the parallel reality you would like to merge into. Remember, you are not creating or destroying energy. You're simply aligning with an energy that already exists somewhere in the universe. And the moment you had a thought or emotion of you having a certain profession or you manifesting a certain thing, your soul split your consciousness into another version of your body that exists in another dimension. And by another dimension, I truly mean it is still within the third dimension, but it is a horizontal dimension. It's almost the exact opposite of an elevator. An elevator going up and down usually refers to the metaphor that I use in explaining that the universe is made of 13 dimensions. And every dimension is a floor, similar to you looking at an apartment building with 13 floors. And every floor provides electricity and wiring to another floor. And every level of energy and electricity in that apartment, or every level of dimension, comes from the very top that trickles all the way down. So don't take life so seriously, because you have to come into that awareness that when you're lighthearted, when you're manifesting, you grow and develop characteristics that allow you to embody the version of you in a parallel reality that already has what you're trying to manifest. But then, after you water the plant, you have to make sure there are no ticks or animals or any part of the ecosystem that is trying to stop the growth of your plant. So in that moment, it's when you heal. It is when you heal the parts of you that are providing energetic blocks to the places that you're trying to go. Everything in this world is a metaphor for something else. Everything is intertwined and connected. So when you realize a metaphor or truth that exists in one dimension, it is an exact replication of a larger truth that exists in a different dimension. So similar to how you're growing plants and you would like to water the plants so they grow, and then you would like to make sure that you are removing the ticks or the bugs or the animals that are trying to eat the plant, is similar to you removing the parts of yourself that are trying to self-sabotage you, because there's a part within you that may not feel worthy or confident enough that you can handle what you're manifesting. So you have to heal the part of you that is trying to hold you back. But while that's happening, after you grow and you heal, you have to allow yourself to rest so you can process everything that you are expanding into and everything you're trying to let go of. Try activities that do not stimulate your mind or your soul. Do actions and gravitate towards experiences that allow you to go into a very simplistic, playful state where you're not required to do much. Because that plant that you're watering and that plant that you're consistently trying to keep things away from that are going to harm the plant's growth, after a certain point, in order for that plant to grow organically, it truly has to be in its own energy. It has to be in a place of non-disturbance long enough for it to absorb the water and for it to grow on its own. Same to you. Have a balance of healing and growing and doing absolutely nothing, and watching a plant move or looking at how water ripples in the wind, playing a video game, playing a board game, painting, pottery. Do things that don't require you to heal or grow. Have a balance, okay? Now, step 3 is when you're healing as an empath, you have to be aware that one of the parts of your archetype that may be making it hard for you to heal is your emotional depth and your emotional awareness. Having an heightened awareness of how you feel all the time truly makes you an introspective person. But I want to provide a suggestion, and instead of being this hypercritical student of yourself. Instead of always feeling as if you're in a classroom and you're having to grow and heal and learn and be perfect at everything you do, I want you to look at your emotions from the philosopher's eye. The difference between using your emotional sensitivity for good and for bad is how you relate to your emotions. Healing really requires us to be aware of an experience or a situation that may have happened to us in the past that is creating a pattern of you repeatedly creating that same experience because you believe it to be true. So when you're understanding something you would like to heal, I want you to first express to yourself that in that moment you're going to fully tap into your divine feminine. You're going to allow yourself to feel your emotions, to respect the existence of any given thing. That is the divine feminine, is appreciating something for its existence without action. But see, the divine masculine is once you understand what something is, you're going to then determine how you use that thing to leverage the places you want to go to in life. So the divine masculine is the strategy and the action, but the divine feminine is the essence and the presence and the enjoying of what is. So healing as an empath is you fully feeling into any disempowering emotion and you not judging yourself for feeling vulnerable. You not judging yourself for feeling emotionally erratic or emotionally out of control. Because the beauty of an emotion is it is like water. You can't always control where the water flows in a river, but the water has to go to where it's going because it's already in motion. Your emotion has to go where it's going because it is already in motion. One of the issues that happens is as a human being, we are always trying to over-control things that want to play out their own nature. Every single thing is a unique form of energy, and every unique form of energy truly has its own plot. It has its own journey and job of what it wants to do. So allow your emotion to go through your body and make you feel whatever way it needs to. And then after that, I want you to examine what part of your internal world may have created the external experience that you may be needing to heal from. Your internal beliefs create your repeated thoughts and the emotions you associate to those thoughts. So when you're trying to heal an experience, you're going to want to feel the energetic information that is tied to that experience. Your soul wanted you to have that experience so you can have a unique emotion. So then your soul can then harvest that frequency. Your soul is almost like a very translucent, effervescent entity of energy, and it is formless. So the only way for your soul to absorb frequency in different dimensions is to reincarnate itself into a matrix that exists in a certain dimension on a certain planet. So then when your soul is in that matrix, it can have certain experiences that stimulate a certain type of energy. And the beautiful thing about what our soul wants to harvest and absorb when we're having this human experience is truly putting the spotlight on emotions. So feel how you have to feel and then decide what part of you is creating that representation of that part of you in the external world. You have a belief, and that belief creates a set of experiences. Decide how you want to let go of that belief. Decide in that moment when you realize what belief is consistently creating experiences that you have to heal from. Why is that belief untrue? In what ways during your life have you proved this belief wrong? Now, for example, me, I always have a belief that I am not doing enough, right? I feel like most of my life was prepping me for this period, so there's a part of my brain that always wants me to speed ahead and do more because I can, and I have so much to give. But just because you can does not mean you should. So the belief that was creating that experience of not feeling like I'm good enough is a belief that I am inferior, that I have to impress myself for me to accept myself. So then I start to look at my life and I realize, when has this belief that I'm trying to let go of, when has this belief been wrong in my life? So I start thinking of all the times that I was good enough. I start to remember all the times that I was doing a considerable amount of creative work that truly felt satisfying. And then once you let go of that belief that is creating these experiences that are showing up in patterns, you can start to really come into creating a new version of yourself that is absent of that belief. And whenever that belief shows up, you start to let go of your association towards it. Now, number 4 in how to heal as an empath is realizing that the next step in your healing process is always going to come from you feeding your curiosity of how you can expand who you are. As an empath, you know, we often feel as if we're always trying to regain our energetic balance. Always feeling energetically drained can be draining. And oftentimes we're in a mode of energetic survival for so long that we forget that we can expand, that there is more to life than always trying to survive in our emotional realm. Always being in that place of repairing ourselves after we try to help somebody and they, you know, drop off all of their energy into our system. Always being in that mode where we feel like we have to heal ourselves because we just healed somebody else and now we're absorbing their energy, and now you're trying to understand what energy is yours and what energy is theirs. That is called energetic survival. So realize that now it's your time to move into energetic creation, my friend. You're a beautiful, powerful, unlimited soul, and the only thing stopping you from truly coming into a space where you're using your empathic ability to heal and to teach and to guide people and get an energetic exchange for the healing you're providing people in the form of money so you can sustain a life, is you, for one moment, letting go of the idea that you're always trying to catch your balance. For one moment, feel into your heart a power that is so large that it not only heals you, but heals everybody around you and heals your businesses and heals the city around you. Tap into an energy that is beyond yourself. Go into expanding and growing, and realize that just because you're trying to heal yourself now and you're trying to regain your balance because you're always overextending for people or overextending for a business, instead of overextending for all of these things outside of you, I want you to pull all of your energy back into your heart, into the ground. You want to imagine that the energy coursing through your body and your chakras is simply a tube of energy that is running from the bottom of your spine to the top of your spine, which is actually where all the chakras are placed. And feel all the energy from the very top of your head going down each chakra and then going through the bottom of your root chakra, which is at the bottom of your tailbone. Imagine that opening up, and when you're using your imagination, my friend, you're actually tapping into the quantum realm. But the issue is we're consistently told as we are growing up that our imagination is make-believe. Now I want to tell you that your imagination makes what you believe. And if you believe your imagination is real, then the next time you use your imagination to scan your body for the energy that you would like to move around so you could experience more pleasure, you're no longer saying, well, the energy looks like this, but I'm not sure if that's real. Whatever way you have to picture energy is how you are going to use energy in your system. If you have to picture energy as waves or particles or electricity, then that is how your soul wants you to tap into energy in this reincarnation. So now imagine the energy shooting into the bottom of the earth through all the layers of ground and connecting into this very powerful sphere of energy that is in the middle of every planet. And that sphere of energy is almost like a representation of what that planet is here for. So the ball of energy in Earth is here to hold all the humans on this planet. The goddess that is Mother Earth is truly here to provide souls that are reincarnating in this matrix a connection to this matrix that is more authentic and that is not consisted of the way society wants you to experience your human life. Your human life is whatever you want it to be, not what they told you it was going to be. So connect to the bottom and center of the earth and push out all of the energy you are not wanting to resonate with or align with. Release it into the earth and feel that connection that there is something bigger than you. And that is not some idea of God that you're looking outside of yourself for your power, but you are God, you are creator, you are alien, you are angel. Everything you experience in your realm of consciousness cannot exist without you being a part of it. So, the feeling as if there's something bigger than you is you realizing that you are a soul and not a body. That when you're looking at your thoughts from an outside point of view, and when you're thinking in a philosophical manner, and you begin to come into an awareness that there is so much going on that you cannot see, that is you plugging into your higher self. When you're observing your third dimensional life without directly attaching to it. Now there's always a balance. You have to observe your third dimensional life and see the chessboard of every emotion and thought that you're having within and what it's creating. Long enough for you to understand how to heal and forgive yourself and how to move forward. But then you want to associate back into that matrix so you can be integrated. It's important to know when to go into your higher self and when to go into your lower self, which is your body. When to go into your galactic mind and when to go into your human mind. So when you're in that space and you're releasing everything into earth and you're feeling the earth and its energy and it's massive and it's beautiful, you're then going to take your energy and pull it all the way up from the earth. Now that you're connecting into the earth and not what you're trying to let go of, and allow it to go up your spine, hitting each chakra as you're feeling the tube of energy that is your spine. And as you're going up, you're feeling not only your cosmic energy in every chakra, but the energy in your nervous system that is connecting to all of your cells and nerves in your body. And you're going up throughout the top of your head into your higher self and into the higher dimensions of your soul. And when that starts to happen and you're feeling a level of energy that is beyond your body, I want you to believe in that for a moment. The energy in the cloud, the energy in your higher self, the energy in those higher realms. And then when you're up there, if you want to think of a powerful being or a powerful angel or alien to help you, then believe that they're there to help you. Allow them in. And then with the help of the angels and the things you're calling in, bring that galactic energy into your body and imagine that white, powerful energy going into every single cell and cleaning out your nervous system and putting in new nerves and going into your brain, softening your neurological pathways, making the pathways more clear so you can come to greater thoughts more easier. And feel that galactic energy healing your body. When you're wanting to heal your body as an empath, use your empathic ability to tap into higher dimensions. And you can do this because you're so sensitive. That sensitivity means you have a sense that should be used as an ability. You have a part of you that can feel things outside of your body. The difference is from the victim empath and the creator empath is, and I've been both by the way, is as a victim empath, we're constantly embodying and shape-shifting into energy that we're not agreeing to. But now I'm asking you to embody and shape-shift into an energy that you want to agree to, that you are aligning with. The energy field of an empath is a lot more flexible than a regular energy field. You as an empath, it is you being given a sign by your soul in this human reincarnation that you are ready to evolve, you are ready to tap into your soul's power so you can unlock magical healing abilities and so you can channel higher galactic information to leverage into your businesses and your creative projects and your teachings. Your empathic ability is you realizing that whether you are aware of it or not, you are always in between realms because you're feeling it. When you feel more, take that as an indication that you are able to tap into more. And by feeling it means that not only are you able to observe an energy, but you're actually able to adapt that energy into your system, which is why your emotions have a response, which is a feeling. You know, as a soul in this human body, you're always bringing in and cycling through different energy. And if you would like to cycle through and channel energy from different dimensions, you truly have to allow your body to feel safe, allow your mind and the egoic understanding of who you are and how you view the world, allow that identity to slowly disintegrate. Because if you're moving into an awakening, your identity tells you that magic is not real and you live and die in this body and this life is all you have with your five senses. So you have to let go of that identity because your mind is a computer and the program at which you use a computer is your ego. So let go of the old pattern of thinking and bring in a new pattern of thinking that tells you you can shoot energy into Mother Earth, release the energy you're not resonating with anymore, and then go all the way up your energetic system in your spine through the top of your head and imagine anything that seems out of world. Use the universe like a search engine and tell your mind, I'm going up beyond my body and I would like to find an angel or a being or a planet or energy that is here to empower and heal me, and believe it to be true. Start creating an identity that really believes in higher consciousness. All right? Now, in regards to how to heal as an empath, this is just part one. I'm gonna go so deep into this because you are now part of my family. Join the family on Facebook, the Ambition Over Fear Empaths. And you being a part of my family, I want you to know that if I have energy to give, I will give it to you in the form of healing and growth and entertainment and humor and joy. Go on Facebook, check out my page, Ambition Over Fear. I do have a book coming out, which I'm currently writing on, but depending on when you watch this video, this book could already be out. It is how to go through a spiritual awakening as an empath. You being an empath, you're probably aware that you're very different. And I am too. But when I became aware of how different I am, I started to jot down the ways I was different. And as an empath, we have an increased awareness of energy in different dimensions. We have an amazing ability to read people and read energy fields, which makes us very psychic. We have an incredible ability to feel an emotion to a depth rather than a surface level, which truly is a disadvantage, because as a human, you're supposed to be exploring your emotions. And as an empath, you probably have an inclination to out-of-world information. You may have an inclination to be a healer and a teacher. And right now, the earth is moving from one collection of data to another collection of data. We're moving into new earth, and the Galactic Federation and the beings, angels, gods, and aliens that truly want to help Earth become an enjoyable place to reincarnate are here. Those souls are here to help, and you may be one of those souls, and you may already know that you have this innate pull from your heart to not only heal humans, but to heal Earth, but to teach people that they are more than a body and they have more power than they think they have. If you would like to feel those powerful epiphanies, let me know and I'll send you a copy of my book. Go on Facebook, Ambition Over Fear, or go to the Ambition Over Fear Empath group. Send me a message if you would like a copy. Until next time, stay powerful, be lighthearted, assume that everything is going to work out for you, and all you have to do is wait for the universe to give you whatever you need to make that happen. And trust. All right? Talk to you guys.